Every country is different, and every country's laws are different. Sometimes these laws border on the seriously ridiculous, and other times they point to important cultural values that might be different from your own. When you're traveling, you certainly don't want to be caught unaware of it. Who wants to get into trouble and spoil all the fun of that very amazing trip? Here are the craziest things that can make go to jail for in various countries. Number 12. Crossing the road. In America, jaywalking, or the act of crossing the road when the traffic lights don't say you can, is a criminal offense. Granted, it's seen as a low-level offense which is usually only dealt with by issuing a fine, but it's illegal all the same. Enforcement varies among states in America, but in Massachusetts, for example, people found to be jaywalking will be fined $1 for their first, second, and third offenses in any given year, and $2 for their fourth and any subsequent offenses within the year. Number 11. Chewing gum. In Singapore, chewing gum is illegal. After the sticky stuff caused years of maintenance issues in public housing, with people sticking it inside keyholes or on lift buttons, former Prime Minister of Singapore Lee Kuan Yew decided to ban it altogether in 1992. The only exception to the rule is chewing therapeutic, dental, or nicotine gum, which must be bought from a doctor or registered pharmacist. Fines for those caught selling unauthorized gum can be up to $100,000, or even 2 years in prison, so be careful not to pack a load of the stuff in your luggage or you could find yourself in hot water. Number 10. Frowning. You're meant to be happy when you go on holiday, right? And in Milan, Italy, it seems like they're pretty keen to enforce that. According to an old law which has never been overturned, it's genuinely illegal not to smile, and it's punishable by a fine. Geez, talk about organized fun. The only people who are exempt from the rule that's literally governed by the fun police are people in hospitals and those attending funerals. Fair enough. Number 9. Ordering an alcoholic drink. Well, it's illegal to buy outside of certain hours in Thailand. Because of the country's blue laws which restrict certain activities in order to observe times of rest, it's technically illegal to purchase alcohol from a bar, restaurant, or anywhere else outside of lunch, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and dinner, after 5 p.m. Looks like you can't just have those famous buckets of booze anytime you please, then. Blogger and longtime resident of Thailand Richard Barrow also says you can't legally buy alcohol on Buddha Day or on Election Day. So now you know. Number 8. Wearing a bikini while not at the beach. We Brits are so accustomed to cold weather that we just cannot deal with sunnier climes. It's for that reason we like to wear next to nothing when we go abroad, but various Spanish regions are clamping down on holidaymakers bearing nearly all. In 2011, Barcelona outlawed tourists wandering the streets in bikinis or other swimwear, threatening them with fines if they did, and in 2014 Mallorca brought in a similar rule. If you're caught wearing your swimming costume on the street there, you could be liable to pay up to £500 in fines. That's some dent in your duty-free budget. Number 7. Recycling on a Sunday. Sunday might seem like a good day to drop off your recycling at the local bins, but don't even consider it if you live in Switzerland, or you could end up with a hefty fine or even jail time. In 2014, Zurich police caught German woman Judith Schult depositing her recycling after a tip-off from a neighbor, and gave her an unenviable choice: pay a large fine or spend 2 nights in jail. Number 6. Wearing flip-flops while driving. Make sure to take a change of shoes if you're heading to the beach in Spain because driving while wearing flip-flops is illegal. But Spain does not stop there with its driving footwear laws. Driving in any backless or open-toed shoes, in high heels or barefoot is strictly forbidden. Drivers breaking the rules could face a fine of up to €200. Number 5. Children must visit their parents in China. The People's Republic of China has come up with an interesting solution on how to solve its growing problem of lonely elderly people. In 2013, the country simply ordered the parents' grown-up children to visit them. The law says adults should care about their parents' spiritual needs and never neglect or snub elderly people. Anyone failing to obey it faces fines or even imprisonment. Number 4. Having certain tattoos. Sri Lanka takes its Buddhist religion very seriously and, as such, has various laws against the mistreatment of Buddhist images and artifacts. The thing is, tattoos come under the umbrella term of images and artifacts, and tourists have been known to be deported or refused entry into the country for having visible tattoos of Buddha. So if you're inked in something Buddha-related, cover up while you're there. And while we're at it with the advice on how to be respectful, don't pose for photographs standing in front of a statue of Buddha that's seriously frowned upon, too. Number 3. Driving a dirty car. The United Arab Emirates has some strict laws and some even stricter laws on public decency and things they consider to be lewd, but there are some other laws in place across the UAE that are just plain odd. The UAE cares a lot about the image of the country, which is fair enough, but you can be fined separately for having a dirty car and for not washing it. Dirty cars are seen to be disfiguring the city image and health and can be towed away with the owners fined up to 3,000 dirhams, £590. However, washing your car incorrectly, which is to say, in residential areas, or employing people to do it for you, can also distort the city's beautiful image and result in a fine. You have to take it to a proper car wash to have it done. No weekend morning car washing over there. Number 2. Feeding pigeon. Anyone who has visited Italy knows that the number of pigeons is really a problem at major tourist attractions such as Milan's Duomo and Siena Cathedral. With that in mind, in 2008 the Italian government banned pigeon feeding in Venice's famous St. Mark's Square, where pigeons literally stole the show. If anyone found feeding them would be fined up to €700. Local authorities have banned this custom because birds pose a risk to health but also to protect monuments. Number 1. Forgetting your wife's birthday. You will get more than the silent treatment from your wife if you forget her birthday in Samoa. It is unclear how long your sentence would be, but maybe some time apart for you to think about how to make it up to her wouldn't be too bad. The world is full of forgetful husbands, but Samoa, Oceania, is trying to improve that. It is forbidden to forget the wife's birthday, and the husband must answer to justice and still indemnify the wife if he does so. If the wife ends up complaining about this awful mistake to the police, the husband may have to visit the lockup and have to answer some brutal questions. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more travel videos.